Malaking biyaya ang dumating para sa mga kababayan natin. Mahigit 400,000 na sako ng fertilizers at 4 million pesos na halaga na ibinigay ng China sa Pilipinas. Pinangunahan ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr ang isang seremonya sa Valenzuela City ngayong araw sa pag-turnover ng 20,000 metric tons ng urea fertilizer at 4 million pesos worth of rice na ibinigay ng China para sa mga apektado ng Mayon Volcano sa Albay. Ang donasyon ng fertilizer ay bahagi sa ipinangako noon ng China nang pumunta ang Pangulo at nakipagkita kay President Xi Jinping sa Beijing China noong Enero. Kasama sa seremonya si Chinese Ambassador to the Philippines Wang Xilian, DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian, Senator Win Gatchalian at Mayor Wes Gatchalian. Siniguro ng Pangulo sa Chinese government na magpapatuloy ang Pilipinas sa kooperasyon para mapaigting at mapatibay ang relasyon ng dalawang bansa. Nabanggit din ng Pangulo na nitong buwan ang ika-48 taong formal na diplomatic relation ng Pilipinas at China. Ayon sa Pangulo, ang goodwill effort ng China ay nagpapatibay ng pagkakaibigan, pagbibigay respeto sa matagal ng relasyon at parehong interes ng dalawang bansa. Matapos ang seremonya, ininspeksyon ng Pangulo ang mga donated urea fertilizers at nag-send off ng mga trucks para maipamahagi ang mga ito sa iba't ibang rehiyon para sa mga Filipino farmers sa buong bansa.
We like to greet our benefactor and representing the People's Republic of China, His Excellency the Ambassador to the Philippines, Wang Xilian, who is here representing the People's Republic on this very generous donation that they have given us. The DSWD Secretary, Rex Gatchalian, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, and of course our hosts for today's festivities are the Mayor of Valenzuela, parang Ilocos Norte ito, pare-parehong pangalan. Mayor Wes Gatchalian, Congressman, 2nd District Representative Eric Martinez, fellow workers in government, nandito lahat, nakakompleto. We are complete, the Department of Agriculture, because we are all very grateful for this very munificent donation that we are receiving today from the People's Republic. Of course, our very important partners in the private sector, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I was looking at the sign and it said it's the ceremonial turnover. But actually, it's not the ceremonial turnover, it is the actual turnover dahil nakapaligid sa atin. We are surrounded by bags and bags of the 20,000 metric tons of urea, which has been donated to us by the Chinese government and is now being formally accepted by the Philippines. So in behalf of the Filipino people, let me extend our deepest gratitude and appreciation to the Chinese government and its people for this donation, a solid gesture of friendship and goodwill that is in keeping with our long and storied history of trade and cultural exchange. It is worth highlighting that this act of magnanimity comes during the commemoration this month of the 48th year of our formal diplomatic relations with China. And I cannot think of a more appropriate gesture to symbolize the strengthening ties between China and the Philippines. It will tremendous, this donation that came from China was a product of our requests from all our friends around the world during the crisis when fertilizer, well, what we are still feeling now, when fertilizer prices went up and the availability was also because of the supply chain problems that we were experiencing with our usual suppliers, and China did not think twice and immediately came up. And I remember that it was a very good conversation that we had with your President Xi, in which he said that agriculture as well is a foundation of the Chinese economy and a necessity for the Chinese government to attend to, because at the very basic level, government's main responsibility is to take care of its people, and a large part of that is to provide a good food supply for their people. And that is where we had this meeting of the minds, and that is why I am not surprised that immediately upon our request for any assistance in terms of fertilizer supply, that China immediately understood the predicament that we were in, and thus we have today the turnover of these 20,000 metric tons of urea fertilizer from China to the Philippines. It will tremendously aid our efforts to boost agricultural production, our nation's pursuit of food security. Indeed, it is through these kind deeds, especially those that can be felt by our people, that we reinforce the foundations of our bilateral ties, that of trust and of mutual benefit. Soon, these donated goods will find their way to our Filipino farmers. They will be able to spend the savings gained from production costs from other things that matter to them and their families. We will make sure that the message of goodwill from our highly cherished donors will cascade to them and to the rest of our citizens. I would like just to add that in keeping with this generosity that we today are the beneficiaries of from the People's Republic of China, that also, as Secretary Rex has just informed me yesterday, that China has also provided 4 million pesos worth of rice for relief goods for those evacuees in the Mayon Volcano area. So these generous acts symbolize the value of the relationship between our two countries. We must continue to nurture, we must continue to care for that through acts of mutual assistance and of constant and amicable dialogue. I assure the Chinese government that the Philippines will always work for the strengthening of our ties and the advancement of our mutual interests. And they are many. As we walk to the next half century of our diplomatic ties, let this day be a celebration for many things for us. The diligence and hard work of our farmers, our realizable goal of food self-sufficiency, and the lasting beneficial impact of the long-standing friendly ties between our two nations. Mabuhay ang ugnayan ng Pilipinas at ng China. Mabuhay ang agrikultura ng Pilipinas at ang mga magsasakang Pilipino. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat at magandang umaga.
Ano ang masasabi mo sa fertilizers at 4 million pesos na donation ng China sa Pilipinas? Comment below. Salamat sa panonood. Mag-like, share mo ang video na ito at mag-subscribe.